Yep. Hey, 49ers fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Chat Sports. We are live here for our Thursday edition of the 49ers Report, where we go live for 30 minutes. We give you guys news and rumors, and we also take your guys' question. How are we doing out there in 49er land? Here's the deal. News and rumors first, as always, but right now, go ahead and use the hashtag 49ers. Get your questions in the comment section. I have the comments on my screen up there. We'll be pulling them. Producer Dylan's going to get me questions here a little bit later, so use the hashtag 49ers. Get your questions in on the show right now. Let's go ahead and jump right into today's bit of news and rumors, and that has to do with Mel Kiper's mock draft. The 4.0 mock is officially out, and number 13 overall, he has us taking, I think, the perfect pick, CeeDee Lamb, the wide receiver out of Oklahoma. This, to me, is ideal, as perfect as it gets at number 13 overall. And it's simple. 49ers need a wide receiver, so why not get the best receiver in the NFL draft? And that is, of course, CeeDee Lamb out of Oklahoma. Now, here's the deal. I've seen a lot of you guys chilling out and waiting here and talking about all the different receivers we could be doing in terms of the chat. Some people like Ruggs, some people like Judy, some people like Lamb. Here's the deal. We have no idea who the 49ers like the most. Some teams legitimately have Henry Ruggs as their number one wide receiver. Some have Jerry Judy. Some have CeeDee Lamb. Some have Justin Jefferson. There's a report Denver has Denzel Mims as their number one guy. So we don't know who the 49ers will like, but for me, and apparently for Mel Kiper, we were both really like CeeDee Lamb. Here's what Mel had to say about CeeDee Lamb, of course, going to our 49ers. Quote, Lamb is a big play threat and a technician as a route runner, and he'd be a great complement to the versatility of Deebo Samuel. The thing about CeeDee Lamb, I think people forget, is just how explosive he is and how much of a deep threat, big play guy he really is. Now, we know he's a big play guy, but the deep threat, over-the-top ability of CeeDee Lamb is bar none. It is second to none in this year's draft. The stats, as you'll see on your screen right now, just jump off the board with CeeDee Lamb. I mean, they just leap off of the board with Lamb. 62 catches, 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns, and the big one on the right side of your screen, 21.4 yards per catch. Think about that. Yards per catch last year was 21.4. That is unreal for a wide receiver. Now, listen, is it the Big 12? Sure. Is it Big 12 corners? Sure. This is still an elite receiver. This is a receiver that will translate well into the NFL. Whoever gets him, whether it's a team earlier, a team later, or our 49ers is going to be lucky. I think he's the best receiver in this draft. Perfect size, perfect speed, perfect route running. He had a great college career. And am I a little bit biased? Sure. I, of course, went to Baylor. I covered many CeeDee Lamb games. The 4 Oklahoma games that I saw, and the 3 I covered, all featured CeeDee Lamb, and he dominated Baylor whenever I was there. Saw him up close in person, and trust me, guys, I'm not a draft scout. I like to cover the draft. I watch my draft film. I consider myself a draft expert, but I just really stopped the blind eye test here, watching him play football. This guy is absolutely unreal. Now, going back to Mel Kiper's mock draft, think about this. Let's have a look at where other people went in Mel's 4.0 mock draft. So Jerry Judy, this is why he was actually available at 13, Lamb was. Judy went 9 to the Jacksonville Jaguars in Mel's mock, which is interesting. They do need a wide receiver, but they have other needs as well. Cornerback is very important for the Jaguars. Defensive tackle could be important. So I'd be surprised if Jerry goes at number 9. C.J. Henderson, a spot we thought at 12 for the Raiders. Mitch over at the Raiders Report might disagree with this pick, but I thought this would be CeeDee Lamb at 12, but no, it's C.J. Henderson, the corner out of Florida. Justin Jefferson goes 15, and then Xavier McKinney, the first safety, over Grant Delpit, goes to number 17 overall. I will say this, though. At Atlanta Falcons, I live here in Atlanta, and I heard the Falcons are looking to move up, and if they move up, they're looking to go for C.J. Henderson or Javon Kinlaw. So Henderson going 12 could be a little bit different in terms of what team he goes to if Atlanta wants to go ahead and move up. Okay, type your votes in the comment section right now. Would CeeDee Lamb be perfect at number 13? Would you take Lamb at number 13? Type Y down below for yes, and type N down below for no. You guys know the drill. You should be typing Y right now. If you're going to type N in the comment section, tell me which receiver you would rather have at 13, or which guy, I guess you could say, would rather have at number 13 overall. Y for yes, N for no. Jackie says yes. Carlos says yes. Everybody's saying yes right now. No no's as of right now. Unknown. Orlando's in here. What up, Orlando? He says Y. Okay. A lot of guys are agreeing with me on CeeDee Lamb. Before we go on, if it is Lamb, if Lamb is picked, then whenever he officially gets drafted, he will be given this 49ers hat right over here on the right side of your screen. This is the official 49er draft hat. You've probably seen this if you're a fan of the channel. We keep showing it because it's selling like hotcakes. Like, you guys cannot get enough of the 49er hats. We want to get them to you before they run out there. Chatsports.com/49draft is the place to get them. All authentic. This is the real deal. This isn't some, knockoff from a different country. This is the real deal right here. Chatsports.com/49draft. Click the link in the description. You'll find that hat right there. Okay, the next pick that the 49ers would have, it's very difficult to say, but he is a cornerback out of Auburn. I like to just call him Noah. Now, if you want to try and pronounce his last name, you can Google the pronunciation. I was studying it earlier today. Basically, everyone I watch butchers it. We call him Noah. He's the cornerback. He's the defensive back out of Auburn. He's the cornerback replacement for, is it Emmanuel Mosley, or could it be for Richard Sherman? So this is, of course, the 31st overall pick and Mel Kiper's 4.0 mock draft. Niners have 2 picks overall. The size is right about average for a corner, 5'11", 200 pounds. He played and started in all 3 years when he was at Auburn, a name that we're not necessarily hearing as a top first-round cornerback, but Mel Kiper apparently is very, very high on him. Here's what he said about Noah just a couple of days ago whenever his mock came out. Quote, "Since I gave the 49ers a wide receiver with their first pick, consider this 2 needs filled." The defense had issues on the other side of the defense had issues on the other side of Richard Sherman all last season, and Sherman is 32 and only signed through 2020. San Francisco has had to get younger here. He's raw, but he has tremendous upside. He's also a dynamic kick returner. Okay, Noah is raw. He is a raw talent who, of course, is going to need to learn, but who better to learn under than Richard Sherman? This is not a pick because Emmanuel Mosley is garbage. This is a pick because Richard Sherman is 32 years old and is only signed through next year. Now, can Sherman play for 3 more years? Maybe. I mean, hopefully, right? But at the same time, it's not guaranteed that he's going to be able to play for the next 2 or 3 years. So you want to shore up the cornerback slot, go ahead and do it right now. That's at least Mel Kiper's thinking whenever he gets into this one. It's interesting when it comes to corners because, like, C.J. Henderson went 12 in this mock draft, so, of course, not there at number 31 overall. Henderson, no picks last year. Noah, no picks last year. It's not a very strong cornerback group besides Jeffrey Okudah, who will be a top 10 pick. That could be an option for the Jags at number 9 overall. But still, he's fast. 37-inch vertical leap. He had a good broad jump. Bench press shows his strength. I'm not exactly over the moon with this pick, but at the same time, whatever corner they were able to, conjure up at number 31, I think would make a lot of sense. Other notable picks, again, I like to show you guys where other names that we recognize here in the 49ers report, where they went in Mel Kiper's draft. He has Brandon Ayuk, of course, the wide receiver out of Arizona State, all the way up at 22 overall to the Minnesota Vikings. Patrick Queen went 28, the linebacker out of LSU. Yurder Gross-Matos, one of the better defensive end prospects out of Penn State, goes 29. And T. Higgins, the wide receiver out of Clemson, is falling in the draft. He went 30 overall to the Green Bay Packers. Ayuk is the big mover here, though. That's a 3rd or 4th round prospect who now has gone from a 2nd round prospect to a 1st round prospect and Mel Kiper's mock draft. Again, depends on what your GM likes. What are your scouts like? You like the big boy in Brandon Ayuk? You like T. Higgins? You like Henry Ruggs? Who knows? They're going to go a lot of different places, but I want to share with you guys this mock draft the way you're up to date, because we're going to do a mock draft for the 49ers, my own mock draft next week. So we'll see Mel's, we'll see mine next week. So give me your grades. Give me your Mel Kiper draft grades right now. I want to know what you guys think. A, B, C, D, or F. I don't think this is an F at all. I think this is an A or B. Honestly, Lamb and then whoever they get at number 31, to me, is a perfect draft. I think that's a perfect draft, especially if it's maybe they trade out at number 31 and get some 2nd or 3rd round picks overall. Lamb at 13 is an absolute A+. If it was Ruggs, to me, it's a B, because Ruggs is not as good as Lamb. If it was Jerry Jeudy, it'd be an A- overall, because Lamb's a little bit better. Seen a lot of B's here right now. B, A-, B. Okay, that's fair. B, B+. I don't think it's a C. Orlando says A+. Moses says B. All right, that's fair enough. I think we all basically agree. I don't agree with a C, Adrian Lopez. I think this is a pretty good draft because, again, all the corners aren't that great. Unless you're getting Jeffrey Okudah, the corners in this draft are not over-the-moon fantastic. So any corner at number 31, whether it was Henderson or Noah or somebody else, I think is going to be as good as we could hope in terms of what they would look like at number 30. Okay, now we have hit 20K subs. Think about that for a second. I've been asking for you guys to sub to get us to 20K for weeks, and guess what? We hit it just the other day. The bosses are very happy. I appreciate that from you guys. 20,000 of you guys are subscribed to the Best 49ers channel here on YouTube. I greatly appreciate it. Can we get 25? Maybe? Maybe. I'm not going to push too hard. Listen, I just appreciate all you guys who have subbed to the 49ers report. You guys make this possible. I mean, we got 400 people watching this stream right now. I know we're all stuck inside. We're bored. We're trying to give you guys the best content we possibly can have. And speaking of the best draft content, we actually are going to be live for all 7 rounds of the NFL draft on our main YouTube channel, chatsports.com/ or youtube.com/chatsportstv. Links in the description box right now. Listen, this is the best place to watch the NFL draft. Trust me, it's the best place to watch the NFL draft. We were the most watched online NFL draft in the world last year. All 7 rounds. Round 1, live Thursday night. You see it on your screen right there. Again, main channel, youtube.com/chatsportstv. And then, of course, rounds 4 through 7 will be day 3. Rounds 2 will be on Friday. We'll have all the live coverage. So if you're sitting at home, right, your cable's not working, or you just want to watch the best draft show, go ahead and check out these guys over at Chat Sports. I might be involved as well. Rumor has it I'll at least be on Twitter. So you always follow me on Twitter at Real Thomas Mott overall. There is some other news that I want to talk about. I want to get to that here in a second. And maybe it's not news regarding the 49ers, but it's regarding a guy we all have at least hinted at wanting in at some point in the NFL. Odell Beckham Jr. is on the trade block. Okay, WFAN is reporting. You guys have already read this because I get a lot of DMs about OBJ every single day on my Twitter account. He apparently is being shot by the Cleveland Browns, and apparently the Vikings and Browns are, quote, talking about a trade that would be a 2nd-round draft pick and a 5th-round draft pick to go ahead and get OBJ. Now, let me just say this. I was doing a little bit of last-second research on OBJ before I came on live here for you guys, the way you're up to date. The Vikings have unequivocally denied their interest in Odell Beckham Jr. Multiple sources have said this is not true. So you have a very reputable WFAN reporter, WFAN, one of the biggest radio stations in America, the biggest overall market size is New York City. They say it's true. There's some Viking team reporters say it's not true. So what's happening? Well, I think it actually might be true. We'll talk about that in a second, though. Although, let me say this. If you guys think the Vikings should trade for Odell Beckham Jr., give me a thumbs up right now. Thumbs up this video if you guys think we should trade for OBJ. Only 42 of you guys have liked this video, yet 400 are watching. You know how easy it is to like a video? Just click the little like button. Look, I'll do it right now on my computer. Boom. If you guys think we should trade for OBJ, like the video. If you're a human and you're alive and you're watching the video, like it as well. We should be getting hundreds of likes right now instead of just 48. So get to those likes right now. Count on you guys. Count on you guys. Okay, so back to the trade. Here is what the projected trade looks like according to WFAN. A 2nd-round pick and a 5th-round draft pick by the Vikings for Odell Beckham Jr., which really is pretty darn cheap, seemingly, as the Vikings just gave up Stephon Diggs for a 1st-round draft pick to the Buffalo Bills just a couple of weeks ago. This is a pretty good trade, honestly, for both sides, because the Browns still have very good receivers in Jarvis Landry. They have a young guy in Callaway. I believe they still have Callaway. Still a very good football team and a very good receiver core. I signed Austin Hooper from the Falcons in the offseason. And the Vikings get OBJ and keep their 1st-round pick, number 22 overall. This is great for both sides. The question, then, that you guys are all asking, what could we do? Could we get Odell Beckham Jr.? Well, I have a mock trade that would look like something like this. So the Browns would get number 31 overall. We would give up a 6th-round draft pick and get OBJ. I think that would do it. Now, the question is this enough? Think about it. Vikings would give up a 2nd and a 5th. So we do a 1st and a 6th. That's how my mind worked. I think this would get it done. And you'd also keep number 13 overall. So you get OBJ and you keep number 13. And you'd only give up a 6th-round draft pick. Now, the question is, do you want Odell Beckham Jr., right? Do you like Odell Beckham Jr.? A lot of people are saying thumbs down. They don't like Odell Beckham Jr. Listen, do the stats say he's a good player? Yes, 100%. 2019, over 1,000 yards receiving, and yet he was injured the entire year. He's been dominant his entire career. The question is he a good enough player in the locker room, off the field, to actually warrant trading for him? That's the question. I don't know if I can answer that. Now, listen, here's the deal. If you're going to go ahead and force me to decide if I want OBJ or not, let me just say this. I would give up number 31 overall, okay? I would give up 31 overall. I would not give up 13. No, not a chance. I would not give up 13, but I would go ahead and give up number 31 overall. That, to me, is worth it for Odell Beckham Jr. because, hey, 13, you can still get CeeDee Lamb, both receivers, very, very good. All right, now it is time to do a live Q&A. So all you guys, just hashtag 49ers, get your questions up on my other screen. Dylan will pull them, and we will take your guys' questions regarding our 49ers. And while we're waiting for our first question to come up on the screen, only 114 you guys that like the video. All right, there's 440 of you guys watching. Like this video right now if you want your question answered. How about that? See, a little incentive work. That's how we do it here at Chat Sports. Okay, hashtag 49ers. You guys know the drill. Comment section, and we'll go ahead and take your guys' questions. I see a lot of really, really good ones, but Dylan is combing through those right now and deciding about which one we should go ahead and pick. While we're waiting for a question, follow me on Twitter. See that at Real Thomas Mott right there? I literally posted on Twitter notifying you guys that I was going live. You follow me on Twitter, that's the place to go ahead and do it. All right, are we ready for our first question? Yes, we are. It is by Show. Ask, do you want Henry Ruggs at number 13? Well, no. I mean, listen, here's the deal. Lamb is first, Jeudy second, then it's Ruggs. So if Lamb and Jeudy are gone, then yes, I would take Henry Ruggs. Not a chance on God's green earth I would take Henry Ruggs over Lamb or Jeudy. Not a chance. I don't care how fast he is. There is not a chance that I would take Ruggs or Jeudy, or sorry, that I would take Ruggs over Jeudy or Lamb. Now, would I take Ruggs over Jefferson? Probably. Ruggs over Higgins? Yes, for sure. Ruggs over Mims? Yes. Ruggs over Laviska Shenault? Yes. But other than that, he's the third receiver for a reason. So the Jags, the Jets, the Raiders, it's all three of them combine and take CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy, and you got to suffer Henry Ruggs. I'm fine with that. Great wide receiver, a lot of speed, over the top. We know that the drill. But at the same time, I wouldn't take him over the other two wide receivers. Good question. Next one up here is from Joker99352. And Joker asked, who is the best defensive tackle available in rounds 2 or 3 if the Niners trade down? I think it's Chase Blacklock. I think it's how you say it. It's Chase Blacklock out of TCU. It's probably the best second-round prospect. Although, let me say this. TCU is represented on Chat Sports by our buddy Harrison. Harrison went to TCU. I went to Baylor. There's a guy named Blake Lynch who went to Baylor University, who was a 4-year starter for Baylor, who I'm telling you is going to be a 3rd or 4th round draft pick and is going to dominate in the NFL. Maybe not right away, but Blake Lynch is a guy who dominated at Baylor. He led the team in sacks, broke the sack record. He's good size, good speed. He is a very good prospect in the later 3rd or 4th round. Chase Blacklock is a better overall D tackle prospect out of TCU. He's going to go in the early second round, maybe early to mid second round, but don't sleep on Blake Lynch as well to be a defensive tackle option there later on. If we actually had a pick in the 3rd or 4th round, which right now we don't. We have to trade number 31 to go ahead and do that. Okay, let's see. Next one here. Josh Rapp, he's asking, yes, definitely Ruggs over any other receiver in the draft. Man, really? Is it just because of his speed? It must just be because of his speed, which, listen, I get speed kills. We watched Tyreek Hill win a Super Bowl this year, and Tyreek Hill, the cheetah, is the fastest receiver, really, in the National Football League. But at the same time, Lamb's still fast. Like, Judy's still fast. Judy ran like a 4.43, something like that? That's dummy fast. Even a guy like, here, let me see this. My brain's working fast right here. Think about Hopkins. Think about OBJ. Think about, oh gosh, he plays in Atlanta. What's his name? Why am I blanking on the Atlanta Falcons wide receiver now? Right now, this is bad. Anyway, Hopkins, OBJ, they are not blazingly fast. Are they fast? Yes, they're 4.4, 4.4, 4.5, 4.54. But they're Julio Jones. That's the name. Julio Jones. They're fast, but they're not blazing fast. So you don't need blazing speed to be a good wide receiver. It's got to be fast enough. Okay, next question. Skylar Bell. I forgot who Julio Jones was. That was very sad on my part. He asked, I would love OBJ for 31 and Kinlaw at 13. I think that's the best possible draft unless we choose to receiver at 13. Yeah, honestly, that would probably be the pick at 13 if we were to trade and get OBJ at number 31 overall. Now, OBJ and CeeDee Lamb would be a very dangerous combination, but a little overkill. Like, you still have Jalen Hurd, you still have Deebo Samuel, maybe Dante Pettis if he actually decides to play well. But overall, yeah, I think Kinlaw at 13, if you got OBJ at 31, would make a lot of sense. I'd agree with you there, Skylar. Okay, like this video. Again, if the 49ers should trade for OBJ. Did this a couple of minutes ago, and a lot of you guys liked the video. So like the video if you guys think we should go ahead and trade for Odell Beckham Jr. Want to see what you guys think. I'm watching the like button. It's rising right now. It's at 145, 146. Okay, so a couple of you guys, yeah, I think a lot of people are okay with trading for OBJ as long as it's number 31. Your options at 31, a corner, OBJ trading, possibly, or trading back and getting a 2nd or 3rd round draft pick. So you got 3 options there. You kind of got to decide between each 3. Kathy asked, should we trade down? And if we do, who should we take? Okay. We trade number 31 overall. I talked about this in a video a couple of days ago. You're probably going to get a 2nd round draft pick and like a 6th round draft pick. So you're probably going to get like a 2nd round draft pick. So the question then becomes, what do you get in the 2nd round? Now, if it's a wide receiver, Denzel Mims. And the latest mock draft from Kiper, he is my favorite receiver, Mims, going 34 overall to the Colts. So we go from 31 to 34 if we traded with the Colts, and you take Mims there. There are some decent wide receivers. Corners. AJ Terrell is going to be there. Safety Grant Delpit, Xavier McKinney, maybe, although he was gone in the first round in this edition of the mock draft. Again, like Blacklock, the tackle in the second round, defensive tackle, doesn't make a ton of sense overall. I don't think they're very high on him. So if they were to trade back, they're probably going to take a receiver. Like if they took Kinlaw 13, then they traded back from 31, it would have to be a receiver in the second round. So Chase Claypool, maybe Brandon Ayuk, obviously Denzel Mims, Laviska Shenault's probably going to drop to the second round. So any of those guys would make a lot of sense. Let's see, the machine. Yes, 1 week till the draft. Let's go. Who are some players we could go with in the later rounds? So if we were able to get a late round draft pick in terms of a third or fourth round draft pick, I've said before, Lamar Jackson, not the quarterback, the cornerback out of Nebraska would be fantastic opposite of Richard Sherman. He'll probably go in the third or fourth round overall. Let me think about some later round draft picks here that make a lot of sense. Okay, I'm blanking on his name, but there is a cornerback at Louisiana Tech who is really, really good. Technically a safety. He can switch over to the slot. He can play on the outside. He can be a safety replacement. He's at Louisiana Tech. I really forget about where he was, but that one would make a lot of sense too. Okay, if you guys are ready for the draft, just like the machine is, then like this video. We're trying to get to 200 likes. Can you guys tell? We're trying to get 200 likes here on the 49ers Report on this video. So if you're ready for the draft, hit that like button right now. Ali Young, he's asking in the chat, there's a lot of talk of Denver moving up. I haven't heard talk of Denver moving up, but maybe they will. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, speaking of liking this video, what about this draft tab? We mentioned it earlier. For those of you guys who just joined us, still there, still available. I'm told there's still a good supply of the 49er official draft hats, chatsports.com/49draft, the place to go ahead and pick that up. Again, they come in the flat fill. They come in the normal curved one. That's the kind of one that I wear. My hair is getting so long, which you guys can probably tell. I need a hat. Like I could use a 49er hat right now. That way I don't look this terrible. Like my poor barber, when he finally sees me again, my hair is going to be like down to here. And it's ridiculous. It looks terrible right now, but we're working through it, right? Everyone's sacrificing something. I'm sacrificing my terrible haircut. Get this draft hat right here. Go ahead and send me one if you want to go and pick one up too, because then I can wear it. You can wear it because we all don't have haircuts. We look terrible right now. But just the way life is right now, we're all stuck inside. Hashtag 49ers. More questions. Here we go. What are the odds of Goodwin being traded? I don't know, 20%. Not good. 2 out of 10. Not good odds. No one's going to trade for Marquise Goodwin because the wide receiver class is too deep. Like you can get a receiver in the second round, in the third round, the fourth round, the fifth round. Like there's just no point in trading for a 31-year-old wide receiver who had 12 catches last year, barely played, and is not going to play a lot this year. Very, very slim odds. I'd be blown away if 1, we traded him, 2, we got anything better than a 6th round draft pick overall for him. So the odds, just not very good. Like it's just not going to happen overall, unfortunately. Now, I mean, I'd love to trade him, but I just don't see it actually happening in terms of that being a possibility for our 49ers. Okay, next one. This one's getting asked a lot right now by Jonathan Sterling. He asked, what about O-tackle at 31? Yeah, but there are only 4 really good offensive linemen in this draft, and they're all going to go before number 30. That's, of course, the one out of Iowa, the one out of Bama, the one out of Georgia, and then the one out of there's another one. There's 4. I can only think of 3 right now. There are 4 good offensive linemen in this year's draft. 2 will go inside the top 10. There'll be 3 total inside the top 15. The odds of one of them falling at number 31 are slim to none, and so I think you skip O-line at number 31 overall. I think they'll go corner this draft, and then I think they'll go O-line next draft. That's how I could see them doing it, like an offensive lineman in the first round of the 2021 NFL draft. So there's your answer. It's an okay O-line draft. But again, there's the big 4, but that's basically it. Okay, Yoki asked, do the Niners really need to draft a wide receiver at 13? We have Debo, Bourne coming back, Hurd healthy. The Niners have a history of getting a good wide receiver after the first round. Why not trade back? And listen, it's a good argument. Sure, why not trade back? But you're also at 13 for a reason. Like there's a reason they traded DeForest Buckner for this pick. And I think it's for a wide receiver. Now, it could be for a defensive tackle, and I get that. But I think there's a reason they're here at 13 because of how good these wide receivers are. They're so good. And if you're the 49ers, think about it. You're set at running back, you're set at D-line, you're set at linebacker, you're set at quarterback. Your offensive line is pretty darn good. You could use a corner and you could use the defensive tackle, but where is the one place you're technically weak? And again, Deebo Samuel's fine. We have no idea if Hurd's going to be good or not. I expect him to be, but he's unproven because of the back injury. And listen, Kendrick Bourne was a drop machine last year. There's no guarantee he's going to be good. So if you want to shore up the weak point of the 49ers, it really is, honestly, probably going to be a wide receiver. So why not go ahead and get a really good one in the best wide receiver draft we've seen at number 13 overall? Again, Kinlaw at 13, receiver at 31, that's fine. I would give it a good grade. But overall, I'd rather get a receiver at 13 overall. Now, which one do you guys want? Pick one, right? Which one would you rather have? A for CeeDee Lamb, B for Jerry Jeudy, C for Henry Ruggs. I expect to see a lot of A's. I'm going to put A in my keyboard right now and type that in there. I'd much rather have CeeDee Lamb over these three, but pick a wide receiver, whichever one you guys want. A for CeeDee Lamb, B for Jerry Jeudy, and C for Henry Ruggs. Let me know what you guys think in terms of which one you guys would like to have in San Francisco. A lot of A's. A, C. Okay, wow. People are very high on Henry Ruggs. That's fine. A, B. Okay, we're very, very mixed on this one overall. Okay, very, very mixed. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, again, hashtag 49ers. Couple more questions here. We have about 6 minutes left here on our 49ers report. 30 minutes goes by very quickly when you're having fun. So I appreciate all 460 of you guys watching right now. We're 15 likes away from our target of 200. So if you guys like this video, if you're enjoying the live Q&A, hit that like button. I'd greatly appreciate it. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Next question here. Jay Manino, I think it's who's asking this question. Jay Manino is asking, we'll throw it up on your screen here in just a second. He says, oh, it just went away. I didn't see where the Jay Manino one went. Jay was basically asking, oh, there it is. There we go. Jay asked, trade 31 for Odell. What are the chances that happen? Well, if you believe WFAN, very good. Like the chances of Odell being traded at least are very high. If you believe some local Viking team reporters I was reading up on earlier before the draft, they don't think this is going to happen. So what do? Like the NFL's full of smoke screens. Like, do you understand how the NFL works? Teams before the draft are putting out fake news. It's just what like teams legitimately are like, hey, reporter, leak this. Like, hey, listen, reporter, we're going to trade Odell Beckham Jr. When in reality, they're like this, like, wink, wink, we're not going to trade Odell Beckham Jr. because they're trying to create smoke screens. I think he is on the block for the right price. And as I said earlier, the right price for the 49ers would look like this. So I have a MOTT'S mock trade I talked about a little bit earlier, where the Browns would get our first-round draft pick, and they would also get 210 overall, a 6th-round pick for OBJ. That's what I would do if I was San Francisco, and I would take that if I was Cleveland. That'd be a good trade for Cleveland. That, to me, would be a fair trade for both teams and could be possible. Now, if it is all smoke and they don't want to trade him, then they just won't trade him, right? Just that simple. But if it's not all smoke, then look for the Vikings, look for the Browns, look for any other team. Denver could use a wide receiver. Look for a team that needs a wide receiver to make a run at OBJ. This would be the 49ers' best offer. In my opinion, this one will go ahead and make a lot of sense overall. Also, you see below me, click the notification bell, the way you're notified in our Bang Bang notification gang, right? That way you're notified whenever we go ahead and jump on the 49ers report. And also subscribe because the video is about to end, but we have plenty more stuff coming up, including next week. That's why you got to click the notification bell. Next week, I have my official final MOTT'S mock draft. Full 7 rounds will be released next week. It's going to be good. It'll be very, very good. Exactly who I think we should go ahead and take. And as you see right here, the Bang Bang Noti gang, you guys want to be a part of this. Click the notification bell. That way you're notified whenever we go on the air here for the 49ers report. That way you're notified when we're live. News, rumors, and that MOTT'S mock draft. You're going to want to stay tuned for that one coming up here in the next couple of days. I appreciate all 500 of you guys. We just hit 200 likes. Let's go. You guys are the best. You guys are the best channel out there, the best fans of the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And for that being said, you can always follow me on Twitter. If you guys want to DM me, ask me questions, I'll answer them on Twitter as well. I think that's it. That's all time. Do we have time for a couple more questions here, or are we going to end? Okay, well, I think we have time for a couple more here, actually. Okay, cool. Bonus questions. Jukebox. He asked, will the Niners take O-line, D-line, or secondary at 31, assuming we get a receiver at 13? Probably secondary would be most likely based on who is available. Again, D-line at 31, they're just not that great at 31. O-line, again, not that great at 31. I think you go secondary at number 31 overall because there are a lot of, there's A.J. Terrell, there's Noah from Auburn we talked about a little bit earlier. You can kind of squeeze in some receiver or some corners into the later part of the first round. It would probably be a cornerback at 31 if we got a receiver at 13. Whatever we don't get at 13 is what we're going to get at 31 between a D tackle, a corner, and a receiver. I think it'd be a receiver first at 13, then a D tackle, then a corner at 13. At 31, I think it would be a corner first, then a receiver, then a D tackle in that order, if that makes sense. Okay, let's see. If you were the GM, what would you guys do? Let me know in the comment section. What would you do in round 1? Type U for trade up, T for trade down, N for nothing. Stay put. N is like, we're just going to keep 13 and keep 31. U for trade up, D for trade down, N for do nothing and stay where you guys are. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section right now in terms of this one. People are saying, shout me out, Hammer 6 plays. What is up, my dude? How we doing? There's your shout out. Okay. Yeah, trade up. Really? You guys want to trade up? I don't think we can. It costs too much to trade up. It costs way too much. Trade down, yeah, I think trade down is a lot more sense. 200 and should be up. Okay, a lot of people going back and forth there overall. All right, keep those comments coming. If you missed the beginning of this video where we talked about Mel's mock and the OBJ stuff, we're going to loop the video around. That way you guys can watch it again. So if you just joined us, don't freak out whenever the video ends here in just a couple of seconds. Just sit tight because we're going to loop it. That way you guys can watch it again. That's how we do it here in case you guys are a little bit late on getting in. That's fine. Maybe your notification bell wasn't turned on, and that's why you weren't here on time at 6 o'clock Eastern. So next time, notification bell, the way you guys are ready to go. All right. All the time we have for today for the Food Analysis Report. I'm Thomas Mott. I appreciate all 500 of you guys re-looping the video here. Be sure to stay tuned for that. For producer Dylan back in Dallas, I am Thomas Mott. We go ahead and sign off. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.